Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. 2025 is coming, and with it, a new season. A season of possibility, a season of growth, and a season of challenge. But here's the thing, none of that happens by accident. You want to step into 2025. You want to make it yours? Well, it starts right here, right now. The mindset you carry forward is the one that's going to determine the kind of year you have. Now, a lot of folks will tell you that it's all about luck. They'll say it's about timing, about who you know, about the breaks you get. But I'm here to tell you that success isn't about luck. It's about work. It's about commitment. It's about having the heart to go through things when they're tough, when they're rough, when they seem impossible. And you can't wait for someone to give you permission. You've got to own it. You've got to take it. Let me ask you something. What are you willing to do to make 2025 different? Are you ready to make that shift? Because the truth is, if you want the world to see you differently, you've got to start by seeing yourself differently. You've got to change your lens. The first thing you've got to change is your mindset. That's where it starts. The only way you move from where you are to where you want to be is by shifting the way you think, the way you approach every single day. You've got to wake up every day with purpose. Every day you have an opportunity. Don't let it slip away. The road ahead won't be smooth, but you've got to push. It's that determination, that grit, that drive that will make the difference. The best part is it's in you. It's always been in you. You just have to tap into it. You've heard it before. Don't let the circumstances define you. You define the circumstances. So in 2025, don't just show up. Stand up. Show the world what you're made of. The challenges will come. That's a guarantee. But what are you going to do about it? You're not going to run from it. You're going to face it head on. You're going to tackle it with everything you've got, because the only thing stronger than the obstacles is your resolve to overcome them. And here's the thing, when you adopt this mindset, you don't just change your year. You change your life. You change the way people see you, the way you see yourself, and most importantly, the way you move through this world. You become a force to be reckoned with. So as we step into 2025, remember this, your future starts today. And it's in your hands. If you want to achieve greatness, if you want to go to the next level, it starts with what you believe, what you work for, and how much you're willing to fight for it. Make it count. The mindset you carry with you is everything. It's the foundation upon which success is built. Many people wait for luck, for circumstances to align, or for the right opportunity to come knocking at their door. But the truth is, success doesn't happen by chance. It happens because you choose to make it happen. The way you think, the attitude you carry, and the determination you put into every single action are what will drive your success. It's about developing a mindset that doesn't accept defeat, that doesn't settle for less, and that doesn't wait for life to happen to you. The first step is understanding that nothing in life is guaranteed. No one owes you anything. And you're not entitled to success just because you've worked hard or because you've put in the time. If you want something, you have to go out and get it. The world will give you challenges, it will give you hardships, and it will test you. But how you respond to those challenges defines your future. If you walk around with the mindset that everything is against you, that life is unfair, then you'll constantly find yourself stuck in a cycle of frustration and disappointment. But if you shift that perspective and see every obstacle as an opportunity to grow, every setback as a lesson, then you'll be able to move forward no matter what life throws at you. This mindset is not something that comes easily, it's a daily practice. You don't wake up one day and suddenly have the right attitude. It's something you have to cultivate over time through repetition, through small victories, and even through your failures. When you set out to accomplish something, there will be days when it seems impossible. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, when the effort seems too much. But that's when your mindset is put to the test. It's in those moments that you need to dig deep and remind yourself why you started, why this is important, and that you are more than capable of overcoming whatever stands in your way. Your mindset will make you stronger in the face of adversity because it is what will allow you to see beyond the struggle and toward the goal. People who succeed do not do so because they have the easiest path. They succeed because they approach every situation with the understanding that success is earned through hard work, perseverance, and dedication. They don't waste time complaining about circumstances or blaming others for their struggles. Instead, they take ownership of their actions, their decisions, and their outcomes. They have a mindset that refuses to accept defeat, that understands that the journey will be long and difficult, but that the destination is worth it. In 2025, as you look forward, ask yourself, what mindset will I carry with me? Will you approach the year with the understanding that success is in your hands, that you are the one who can change your circumstances, or will you sit back and wait for things to change on their own? The mindset you choose to embrace today will be the one that shapes your future, not just in 2025, but in every year that follows. Success doesn't wait for anyone. It rewards those who show up, those who put in the work, and those who believe in themselves enough to keep going even when the road gets tough. So choose to approach this new year with the mindset that you are the one who is in control, and everything will follow from there. You can't wait for life to happen to you. The truth is, if you want to make progress, if you want to see your dreams come to life, you've got to take ownership. You've got to step into your own future. A lot of people go through life on autopilot, waiting for the right moment or for someone to give them permission to move forward. But waiting is a losing game. Nothing worth having comes to you when you sit back and let time pass you by. If you want to create change, you have to create it yourself. You can't wait for the world to give you an opportunity. You've got to build your own opportunities. Taking ownership of your journey means you stop relying on others to give you validation or make decisions for you. You stop looking to others for permission, and you stop letting the world decide what you are capable of. It's about being the architect of your life. You have to be willing to take the first step, to move even when the path is unclear, and to trust that the road will reveal itself as you continue forward. The power lies in your hands, and that's where it needs to stay. If you wait for the right circumstances or the perfect timing, you'll never start. You'll always be in a holding pattern, waiting for something that may never come. But if you decide to make your own opportunities, the world will begin to respond to the energy you're putting out. What happens when you take ownership of your journey is that you stop being a passive participant in your life. You stop letting your circumstances dictate your outcomes. If things aren't going your way, you don't wait for them to change, you change the way you approach them. Life will always throw challenges your way, that's inevitable. But when you take responsibility for your part in every situation, you regain control. You see that no matter how difficult the challenge, you are still the one who gets to decide how to respond. Ownership isn't about blaming yourself for everything that goes wrong. It's about recognizing that in every situation you have a choice, and every choice you make shapes your path. Taking ownership also means you stop making excuses. Everyone has a reason why things haven't gone the way they planned. It could be circumstances, people, timing, or a whole list of things. But the truth is, those are just excuses. Excuses keep you stuck. They give you a reason to stay where you are, to justify why things aren't happening for you. But the moment you take ownership, you stop making excuses. You start moving forward regardless of what's in front of you. Excuses are easy to make, but they never lead to progress. Ownership forces you to take responsibility for your actions and results, and that's when real growth happens. You stop looking at obstacles as reasons to stop and start seeing them as reasons to push harder. When you own your journey, you also take ownership of your potential. You recognize that your future is in your hands, and the only person holding you back is you. No one else is responsible for your success or failure. You are the one who has the power to change your life, to take that next step, and to create the future you want. When you take full responsibility for your life, you no longer give anyone or anything else the power to dictate your story. You become the author of your own narrative, and that's a place of power. The more you embrace this mindset, the more you will see that there's nothing standing between you and what you want. It's all up to you. So make the choice to own your journey. Take the reins. Step forward and start making the changes that will shape your future. You have the power to create the life you want, but only if you take full responsibility for it. Obstacles are not something to be avoided. They are not a sign that you should turn around or give up. In fact, obstacles are one of the most powerful tools for growth that you will ever encounter. Every challenge that stands in your way is an opportunity for you to become stronger, smarter, and more resilient. It's easy to look at the difficulties in life and feel discouraged, but those difficulties are often the very things that shape us into who we are meant to be. They are the building blocks of our future success, and how we respond to them determines the kind of person we become. So when obstacles arise, don't be afraid to face them head on. Don't back down. Don't shy away from the struggle. Instead, embrace it, because it's in those moments that your character is forged. When you understand that obstacles are part of the process, you stop fearing them. You stop seeing them as roadblocks and start seeing them as opportunities for growth. Instead of letting them discourage you, you use them as fuel to keep moving forward. When you face adversity with the mindset that it is not an obstacle but rather a stepping stone to your success, you approach challenges with a sense of purpose and determination. It's easy to want to give up when things aren't going your way, but the people who succeed are the ones who find a way to push through. They don't quit because the going gets tough. They find a way to keep going no matter what. And that's the key. It's not the obstacle itself that determines your success, but your willingness to rise above it. The greatest achievers in the world are not those who have had an easy life. They are the ones who have faced challenge after challenge, who have been knocked down and had to get back up time and time again. They know that obstacles are part of the journey, and that's what makes their achievements even more remarkable. If everything were easy, if success came without struggle, it wouldn't mean as much. It's the fight, the struggle, the perseverance through adversity that makes success truly sweet. Without obstacles, there would be no need for growth, no need for grit, and no need for the resilience that defines success. So when life throws obstacles in your path, recognize them for what they are: opportunities in disguise. The more you face, the stronger you get. Each obstacle you overcome prepares you for the next level. It's about building that muscle, the mental, emotional, and even physical strength that comes from pushing through what feels impossible. And every time you overcome a challenge, you get one step closer to the person you are meant to become. The key is not to avoid obstacles, but to understand that they are part of your path. They don't define you unless you let them. What defines you is how you respond to them. What happens when you face an obstacle and choose to push through is that you discover a part of yourself you didn't know existed. You tap into a level of resilience, strength, and courage that you may have never believed you had. And that's the magic of obstacles. They reveal your true potential, the part of you that only comes alive when faced with adversity. So next time you face a challenge, don't back away from it. Don't let it scare you or intimidate you. Face it, overcome it, and watch yourself grow. Because the only thing more powerful than an obstacle is your determination to rise above it. The road will be tough, but it's only through facing those tough moments that you become the person who can handle whatever comes next. So stand tall, face those obstacles, and let them shape you into the best version of yourself. When you stop making excuses, you start making progress. Excuses are the one thing that can hold you back from everything you want to achieve. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming circumstances, other people, or even yourself for why things aren't going the way you want them to. But the truth is, excuses are just a way to avoid responsibility. They allow you to sidestep the hard work, the difficult decisions, and the necessary steps to get where you need to go. But every time you make an excuse, you're telling yourself that you're not capable of taking control. And the more you make excuses, the more you give up your power to change. The reality is that everyone has challenges. Everyone has reasons why they could give up or stop trying. There are countless things that can go wrong, countless setbacks that could derail you. But the people who succeed are the ones who refuse to let excuses stand in their way. They recognize that life isn't going to hand them anything on a silver platter. They understand that their success, their dreams, and their goals are up to them. No one is going to come and save you from your problems, and no one is going to hand you the life you want. It's all on you. When you take full responsibility for your actions, your decisions, and your outcomes, you stop looking for reasons to avoid the work. You start finding solutions no matter how hard it may seem. Making excuses is a way of giving up before you even start. It's a way of telling yourself that the work ahead is too much, that the obstacles are too great, or that you're just not good enough. But the truth is, excuses don't solve problems, they create more. When you tell yourself that something is impossible, you close the door to creativity, to opportunity, and to growth. You shut down the possibility of finding a way through the challenge because you've already convinced yourself that you can't do it. Every excuse you make is a barrier that keeps you from moving forward. It's not just an obstacle, it's a self-imposed limitation that keeps you from realizing your full potential. To truly succeed, you've got to eliminate the excuses and replace them with action. Action is the antidote to fear and self-doubt. It's the key to breaking through the limitations that excuses try to impose. When you act, you begin to see that the obstacles you thought were insurmountable are actually surmountable. They are not as big as they seem when you face them head-on. The more action you take, the more momentum you build, and the more you realize that excuses are nothing but a barrier that only exists in your mind. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your reasons for not succeeding. It only cares about what you do and how you respond when things get tough. Excuses keep you stuck in a cycle of frustration and stagnation. They make you feel comfortable in your failure because they allow you to blame something outside of yourself. But success comes from taking ownership of every part of your journey, including your failures. When you stop making excuses, you take responsibility for where you are and where you're going. You start to believe in yourself and you start to make decisions that will push you closer to your goals. Making excuses doesn't just stop you from succeeding, it stops you from growing. It stops you from discovering what you're truly capable of. The moment you let go of excuses is the moment you open the door to progress, to achievement, and to real success. When you take ownership of your potential, you unlock the power to change not only your future but the lives of those around you. The key to reaching new heights, to achieving goals that seemed out of reach, lies in understanding that the person who has the most control over your success is you. Your potential is not something that happens to you or is defined by your circumstances. It's something you actively cultivate. The world doesn't decide your potential, and neither do your past mistakes or setbacks. You decide. And the moment you recognize that power, everything changes. You start to look at every situation, every challenge, and every opportunity through the lens of what you can do with it, not what's been done to you. Many people let the world dictate their potential. They let their past define them, letting failures, criticisms, or circumstances limit what they think they can accomplish. But the reality is, your potential is limitless as long as you take full ownership of it. It's not about where you come from or what you've been through. It's about where you choose to go and what you choose to do with what's in front of you. The road to success is not about avoiding mistakes or never facing setbacks. It's about using every moment, every lesson, and every struggle to propel you forward. When you own your potential, you stop allowing the world to define you. You define yourself. This ownership doesn't come with ease. It requires a shift in perspective, a shift in how you see your own capabilities. You have to believe deep down that your potential is enough to take you where you want to go, no matter how far it may seem. But belief alone isn't enough. Ownership means taking responsibility for the decisions you make, the actions you take, and the goals you set. You can't wait for someone else to do the work for you. You can't wait for opportunities to come to you. You have to actively seek them out, create them if necessary, and work tirelessly to make them a reality. Ownership means not waiting for the world to give you permission to succeed, but instead claiming your place in it and proving that your potential is real through your actions. Taking ownership of your potential also means you can't be afraid of failure. You can't let fear hold you back from stepping into what you're capable of achieving. Every successful person has faced failure at some point, but what separates them from the rest is their refusal to let it stop them. Failure doesn't define your worth or limit your potential. It's simply a lesson on the way to success. When you own your potential, you understand that failure is not the end of the road. It's just another step on the journey. You use it to grow stronger, wiser, and more capable. The key is to stay committed to the process, to understand that success is not an event, but a journey. As you step into your future, the one thing that will determine your success more than anything else is your belief in your own potential. When you truly own your potential, you stop doubting yourself. You stop comparing your journey to others. You stop questioning whether you're good enough and instead focus on what you can do with what you have. The more you take ownership, the more you will see just how much you are capable of. The world may not always be easy and things may not always go the way you want, but when you own your potential, you will always find a way to move forward. And that forward momentum is what will lead you to places you never thought possible.